What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Miss Best Reviews channel. I'm Mrs. Best, and we have our regular co-host from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. He goes by the name of James. Welcome in, James.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. You guys feel free if you want to support James, subscribe to his channel. The link is always in the description of this video. You can also find his channel easily by typing in Watch Your Mouth Reviews or clicking one of the playlists I've created for the shows we do on his channel, and buy his book. They are on Amazon. This gonna be a quick live, y'all. This is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta's. The episode is titled Keep Calm and WAGWAN, and it is season 12, episode 17. I'm not impressed. I feel like Love and Hip Hop needs to definitely let it go back to the drawing board and restart. We'll see. We'll see what they do with this show, but I feel like they could do more. They took away reunions. They don't show much on the shows. It's everywhere. And I'm just like, Mona clearly is not in the driver's seat no more, and whoever is needs to be stopped, pulled over. That's how I feel. But we start this episode with Men DC's meeting with Young Jock. And they basically discuss the issues that Jock has been having with Kendra. I'm tired of hearing about these.com, .org, .net. And basically, Jock feels like every time Kendra gets upset at him for something, she mentions wanting to divorce him. And thank you. Shanny's so funny. She said 55,000 hearts sent. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. It does help the algorithm when you like the video, put a heart, all of those things. I appreciate everybody. And I especially appreciate you, my twin. Now, here's the thing, y'all. What a lot of men who cheat don't understand, right? Especially when you cheat on your wife, is if you do something bad, like cheat, in a relationship, I will call that a fireable offense, okay? Fireable offense in relationship means somebody should leave you, divorce you, whatever they got to do, right? If you go and make a fool out of your wife publicly, bring another child into the world, you do not have the right to be mad when she brings up divorce. If anything, you should be glad that she's mentioning it and not filing for it. That's how I feel. I don't care about Jock's feelings or side when it comes to any of this shit with Kendra, because you made a fool out of a lady who has a career, who has money, who was respected, but now people look at her like she's a dingbat and lacks confidence by being with you. So, Jock, you need to understand that the things that you've done to her are divorce worthy. Therefore, you will hear about divorce. So you don't get to just say, I'm doing right now, even though I dogged you for years and years, I'm doing right now. Listen, Mr. Right Now, continue to do right for at least as long as you did this woman wrong. And then you can have the right to get upset when divorce is mentioned. That's how I feel personally. How do you feel, James?
The audacity of this man.
Right.
Like, and Kendra, this is your fault.
Mm-hmm.
This is your fault. I'm going to tell you why this is your fault. Because by you giving him all these allowances to play in your face with all of these women, bringing home babies and all this kind of situation, you have given no standard of boundary.
That's right.
And for someone who has a Juris Doctorate that is extremely hard to get, I would think that law school would have taught you how to think critically and to use it critically. This is a critical moment. And for this man to not throw in your face what you should have been throwing in his face is so laughable to me. Like, I'm laughing at this because I'm like, wow, sir, no, you didn't. And wow, lady, what the hell is wrong with you? That's all. That's all. That's all I'm
saying. I think James brought up a really good point, y'all. Though Jock has the audacity and is wrong, this is why it's important, whether you're a woman or a man, to set boundaries in place with any relationship, whether it's your friends, your family, or somebody you are dating. It is okay to put your boundaries up front clear, because as quiet as it's kept, me and James said it because we was recapping the show at the time. When he made that other baby while just on a break, that means that he still has a reckless mind and has the potential to do her like he did all the other women. She should have left him after that. He
Yeah.
still chose to sign the paperwork, marry him, and all this crazy stuff. Is there a prenup?
I hope so.
Jesus
I
Christ.
don't think that matters anymore because she made the 50 million after the fact of the marriage. Remember,
Mm,
prenup only protects the before. So unless she has a post-nup, she's still gonna have to pay him out. I guarantee you. I know she makes more money than he does. I know
of
she does.
course. Of course.
So I feel like, yeah, if they divorce, she definitely gonna have to pay him the same way Faith Evans had to pay Stevie J.
I want to know if Jock was at them Diddy parties because that's who he was originally signed to. Yeah, I said it. I don't care. I said it. I want to know if Jock was at them Diddy parties. You crying about your wife wanting to divorce you when we mad she even married you. What's going on
I
with your
just feel
former?
like, sir, you should be quiet because you got a woman, first of all, that's out of your league. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, and then she loved everything of your dirty draws. So I don't understand why you complaining.
Mm.
I don't understand. And that's the insecurity. That's his insecurity because he knows exactly what I'm saying. He knows this lady is out of his league. He knows that she has accomplishments that far exceeds anything that because Grandma Jaws over there, sure to shout out to Monty Blue, sure the hell didn't have that. Neither did Cordelia, whatever that lady name was, and Alex and all them. So come on, let's not do that.
Yeah. I also kind of feel like it's hard for me to feel sorry for Kendra sometimes because of all the women that Jock has done wrong. She is the one that had warnings, background checks, the Carfax. She had everything that you could have possibly needed to know about him ahead of time and still chose to get with him. So it's like, this is the example of why I say just because somebody has lots of degrees and an education does not mean that they are smart in every area. They're just skilled in the area of their area of study. And that's it. Moving on, the next thing they discuss is basically the frost. So Mendices is mad that he's been pulled into the drama with Jasmine, who is Kirk's baby mama, and Rashida and all of this. I'm not going to talk about this too much. We'll come back to it at a later time, but can't nobody pull you into some drama, Mendices. If you wasn't at the bar, nobody would say anything. If you was not doing you did something to make these women feel like they had
I'm
something to
trying
say
to tell you.
because
And
it's
one,
Atlanta.
I don't put it past you and Yandy. I don't. I don't put it past you or her. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't. uh, I believe it, and I don't
Yeah.
believe it's just. And I don't believe it's just him. Allegedly, I believe Yandy has somebody on the side too. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. And that's allegedly. I don't know, but I don't think. I think they have an understanding. I think this relationship works for this TV show. I think
Mm-hmm.
it works for the dynamic of anything they do outside of the show that represents business for them. But I feel like every time she is in Ghana, even though he was with her this last time, which he had now all of a sudden conveniently, he with you in Ghana now. But before it was Quad, Portia, and all them. Okay. Okay, Andy, we see you.
I don't buy it at all. I still want to see their marriage license, but there have been rumors about Yandy and Mendices both cheating for years and years and years.
Mhm.
So they doing what everybody else doing, trying to blame castmates for stuff they put themselves into. But we then get to see Bambi back in the UK in London, and Bambi's talking about how Mama D is in the hospital. Apparently, she had a health scare, went to the hospital. Now, Bambi also states that Scrappy has stopped talking to her because she is not being supportive of him and did not go to his room or whatever because she feels like he's using his mama as a way to take the heat off of him having a baby on the way. And this is where, Scrappy says that he hit Bambi up for support and she wasn't there for him. Negro, that's your ex-wife, baby mama number 2, as you like to call her. You go to somebody else for support. You don't expect that from her. She's supposed to support her kids, allow them to see you. That's it. She owes you nothing else. Y'all ain't married no more,
And it's like,
sir.
it's for real. It's like if you did what you were supposed to do in your marriage, you would have her.
Mm-hmm. Shani said Leandy's legs were not closed while Mendices was locked up. So hell yeah, she got somebody on the side. I don't believe not worth a damn. I bet everything I got that she has somebody else on the side. She had
You know what?
to.
Honestly, y'all, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I don't think that. I actually think that's the time that she was faithful is when he was in prison. It wasn't until he got out that she would have saw the grass is probably greener on the other side if you just pull it up on the surface. I do feel like that was something. This is something new that she's been doing.
I don't. Just based on all the baby mama drama and how the relationship started, I don't
No,
feel
that
like
was a nanny boo boo situation. That was the say that she won. Especially with that other one where she has the baby with the same age as that whatever that baby mama's name was. I feel like it was the one up her. It was the nanny boo boo. I got him. He gonna treat me better than he treats you. That's what that is.
I definitely don't think it's that. I think that's a piece of it, but I think she's been had somebody on the side because ain't no way these baby mamas gonna be mad and you got a baby that you was pregnant at the same time as this other chick. I don't believe it. But you know, agree to disagree. Andy, either way, now she definitely. I don't think she's interested in him, and they need to just admit that they relationship over. But I feel like because she wants to get in politics, she's not going to do that. But it's very annoying, the Scrappy situation. And I agree with Shani. Call your new baby mama. Call her for support. Oh, wait, you got to know her first and last name to do so, Scrappy. Craziness. Now, everybody's at this unruly fest. I believe that's what it was called. If I'm saying it wrong, please correct me, somebody. But it's a festival that's happening in London where they were at. And Scrappy has been ignoring Bambi for not supporting him and all this crazy stuff. And Bambi is now saying she believes the baby is his. She kept saying, and the only reason I'm bringing this up because it's not that relevant. Bambi continues to say, "I don't care if you got a baby. I don't care." Yes, you do, because that's a sibling for your kids. That's another sibling that your kids gonna have to know. Another woman that you might have to deal with to a certain extent. So I do feel like Bambi was trying to like gaslight herself into thinking she don't care. It's very clear that you care because if you did not care, you wouldn't even talk about it. But you keep talking about it, and it was emotional the whole damn episode. So you care, and that's okay. Y'all are freshly divorced. Just admit that. But I feel like Bambi doesn't want her new man to see that she cares so much. If that made any sense. So I don't know. How did you feel about that? How do you feel, James?
That everybody, all the men on the show are trash.
Yeah.
Pretty much because I don't feel anything like I this does not move me because I feel like this is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say a few things because we've covered a lot in this little segment. Prayers out to Mama D. Whatever that health scare was. I want her to come out of it, especially because I had a parent who unfortunately did not make it out of the hospital. So I want to pray for over parents who go into that, no matter how small or big it may be. It still needs to be prayed for. So pray for her. Scrappy, I feel like to me, his to want to always have some type of hold onto Bambi shows that he wasn't ready to let her go. So she had to make the decision for him because he was always going to stay in limbo.
We knew
Scrappy's
that.
the type of person, yeah, he's always going to stay in limbo. So, and I think that sometimes when you have men like that, you have to do things drastic and you got to say no, you got to cut them off. You got to because they'll never get it if you continue to pacify them. And he needs to deal with the issues that stem from Mama D because he's not dealing with them. He knows what they are. And he had a whole emotional moment, which I feel like was for the show, but he needs to dig deeper. He needs to get in touch with him and really understand, forgive, and then try to have a better relationship. Because
So I agree with all of that. I was annoyed by Scrappy this whole episode because we see him argue with Bambi at the festival that they're at before they go on stage. And he tries to say to her, "I'm quiet because my mama's dying." That lady was not dying. Her health scare was blood pressure. She had a high BP.
well, see, that was manipulation.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. And
That was
that's why
manipulation. Yeah.
I don't feel bad for him. And I appreciate you saying, like, this was clearly a moment that he was trying to do for the show because, sir, your mama is not dying. She had a high BP. She went to the hospital. She's much healthier than many people her age. And I
Yes.
am sick of Bambi. I am sick of Scrappy. I don't care that he cried. I don't feel nothing about
I
it.
wasn't moved by that either because he's done this before. He's done this several times. And I feel like and then a lot of y'all women that watch this show, a lot of you viewers that do this, I hate to call it, but a lot of y'all get moved by that because I was reading the comments on Instagram and everything about how, oh my gosh, Bambi is trash, Bambi is horrible, you can't trust no hoe like Bambi. Like a lot of y'all were saying in these comments, and it was like, whoa, how we get here? And where are the comments that said, well, if you would have did right, you would have still been with her? Where are those comments at? Because that lady wasn't dying. And he
Yeah,
used it as a subtle, because he knows how it's like white women weaponizing their tears to get what they want. It's the same thing.
I also
So
feel like I do get some of the comments though, because Bambi, when it comes to dealing with the other women on the cast, you'll defend Scrappy, right? But then the moment you find out that he has for sure moved on or done something that impacts you, then you go away for support. So, and then also, and the words of Mama D, pussy asshole, you premiere in the jacuzzi. So I'm just saying Bambi's reputation, separate from Scrappy, was known to be a little popular, as we say here today. But at the same time, she also utilizes when she wants to be supportive of him. To me, they both dumb. That's birds
yeah,
of a feather. That's why they got together. That's how I feel. But I don't like how you would play with your own mama like that. My
right. And
mama
put something
dying.
out there. Yeah, and put something out there that is so harsh. Like that's a harsh thing to put out there. Just because she's in the hospital, it doesn't mean it's the most drastic of
If
things.
your
That was
mama was
crazy.
dying, Negro, why didn't you hop on a plane?
Right.
F production, F the show, F a concert. If your mama is genuinely dying and you believe that in your heart of hearts, why are you still filming, arguing with your ex?
Just like I got on the Marla Negra about why is you sitting in the car with Marlon when you just said your babies was in the emergency room.
They need to stop playing with us
Yeah,
on these
they
shows.
do. They need to stop playing with us because y'all ain't finna just pull the wool over our eyes and make us think and try to have all the sympathy when y'all do execute shit like y'all doing now, Amara, Scrappy. I'm calling y'all out now. Anytime a cast member on one of these shows that we recap used the hospital as some type of scapegoat for life, I'm calling y'all out because that's wrong. Y'all don't do no stuff like that.
You don't play with people's lives because you never know what you put out may actually come true, and then you're gonna be really crying. Now, I'm Bambi was crying too. Talking, I don't even care. Yes, you do if you're crying, bitch. Stop playing with us. Now, Yandy back in Atlanta is helping people register to vote. Woohoo. And Shekinah and Erica Dixon, which I do think we all need to vote. I just think we need to focus less on presidential elections because the president can't really do much without the approval of Congress or the House of Representatives. We actually need to be
Mhm.
voting in those congressional elections and local ones, not the presidential ones, because the ones that count and who makes the decisions, they're in Congress. They're elsewhere. They're not
Yeah,
the
I agree
president.
with that too. I feel like, yes, we need to start educating them on House representatives, judges. Like, y'all need to do your research on judges and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and also look at some of their court cases because they're on public platforms like YouTube. You can search
Mm-hmm.
the judge's name and look at some of their cases and see how they deal with them on your next election vote. Make sure you look at those too. Don't just be so worried about the presidents and everything. Look at your House representatives, look at Congress. I wish with platforms like this, they would also, because that's a very good point, and not very many people bring that up. They need to do more
Yeah.
education on that. We had government classes in high, even though it was full of shit most of the time. But we had government classes that did teach us about these things. I don't know if every state does it, but I know we had them in our school.
Yeah, that who knows, man? Who knows what they teach it now? But I also agree with Shanny's comment. Scrap only wanted to leave once Bambi screamed at him, which was stupid. Now, in Yandy's little scene, she's registered people to vote, which is a good thing for her to do. But Shekinah and Erica Dixon were always there, and this is where they discuss some of the issues with Kirk's baby mama Jasmine. I'm not going over that shit again. All we learned from this scene that was relevant that we'll discuss later is that Yandy has not spoken to Rashida since she got into it with Jasmine and Erica Racine. Yandy, you are educated. You are now trying to get into politics and lead African-American people specifically in a direction of understanding as it relates to voting, as it relates to police brutality, as it relates to racism and other things that are important. Why are you arguing with a stripper? All I have is a bachelor's degree in psychology. And I don't care how nobody feels. I'm not arguing with no stripper. I'm not arguing with no streetwalker. I'm not arguing with nobody who has to climb the pole to make $1. Ain't nothing wrong with doing it. But if you're supposed to be in the limelight and trying to have change within specifically the Black community, then you have to be the change that you want to see and behave in that way. So, Yandy, stop arguing with strippers.
I'm trying to tell you, if you can't take me to the back room where the security footage is and can rewind the part where I see my man, then I ain't got nothing to say to you.
Right.
That's the only thing. Yes. Unless you can do that, that's when I will give you the time or the energy. But girl, get out of my face.
Please. Because Andy should know better. You are a part of why Love and Hip Hop exists.
Right, because if he in there, give him an extra glass of whatever he drinking and let him be. That's how I feel. Crazy. Give him an extra glass of whatever he drinking and let it be. I don't care about this because at the end of the day, nobody supplied any receipts. Nobody supplied a picture. Nobody supplied money. Nobody supplied anything that would let me to believe. Now, do I think he's doing it? Absolutely, allegedly. But I'm just saying their execution of what it is, it's not landing. So I don't care.
Got me cracking up. I'm in love with a stripper. She said, now I'm over here singing I'm in love with a stripper. I just saw T-Pain perform last year. It was amazing. I went to Vegas and saw him at the Resorts World. It was everything I needed and then some. I'm getting old though, because my feet was, my feet in them heels was a problem, but I stood there. I love T-Pain. So shout out to T-Pain. But yeah, that's how we feel. Now, back in the ATL, we see that Mama D is home from the hospital. And Erica Dixon, they come over to see Mama D. And this is where Mama D explains what landed her in the hospital. She said that somebody sent her an Instagram video, her goddaughter or something, and she saw that a woman, and I saw this video when it happened, and this is a woman Scrap actually met on that weird ass show he did. I believe it was either on Zeus or Now That's TV, the network for ratchets. But one of the girls, he slept with people, had an unprotected threesome. We will get into that at the end of the show because I have a lot to say about that. And one of the girls ended up pregnant, right? Mama D finds out about this online. She say it stressed her out so bad that her blood pressure went up. And when she got to the hospital, her blood pressure was 245 over 118, systolic and diastolic, which means that she was literally not just in the danger zone for a stroke, like she could have had one at any moment with her blood pressure being that high. So it is good that she went to the hospital, but no, that does not mean that you're dying. So Scrappy definitely lied about her dying, which is disgusting, and I will never forgive him for that. Because if you lie on your mama, you'll lie on your child, you'll lie on your baby mama, you'll lie on anybody. Hell, you'll lie on yourself. And Mama D says that Scrappy has made bad decisions year after year. Regardless on how his childhood is, I do believe that she wants her child to be okay. And she has another kid, I believe her daughter's name is Jasmine, Scrap's sister, who seems to be okay. And it's just because you have the same parent and go through the same things doesn't mean that kids are going to be the same. They're their own people. So it seemed like the sister got it together and Scrappy's the bad egg of the bunch or whatever. But I'm disgusted with Scrappy because he lied. And I'm not going to get over it. And that's all I can really say about this scene. Erica Dixon's not surprised that he has a baby on the way. And it's like, this is why I was kind of like taking my time before believing him when he said he wanted to date me. The fact that you even tried to spin the block or considered it, Erica, is a concern. But yeah, I agree with Mama D for once. He make bad decisions. He don't listen to nobody. And he is 40 plus going on 12 with his decision making. Hell, a 12-year-old I would trust over Scrappy. I'm just keeping it real. Shani said, Mama D, stop letting this young man stress you out. Right. You did what you could as a parent. You pushed him out the nest. He either gonna fly or he gonna sink. That's what it is, Mama D. Like let it go. I do believe he stresses her out, but I also believe Mama D has high blood pressure from other reasons, such as how she eats, what she cooks, things like that. So I hope she gets well. Do you want to add anything to that scene,
No,
James?
I don't. Because I don't like Erica Dixon. So
Now, at the Unruly Fest back in London, Spice does perform her song, and this was a big crowd. I said Spice must have been on tour, which it sounds like she is, but also under contract with Love and Hip Hop. And MTV said, well, you better fly some of them here and have some of them perform, because Spice, to me, singing this performance and the songs that she does, the success that she's had in music, I feel like she's above this show. Your career will soar when you leave the show. Cardi B, K. Michelle, hell, even Samaya Reese. When you get to a certain point, it's okay to leave the show and focus in on other things. So I don't need Spice on the cast no more, because she's either doing too much with the fighting or she's not available and perform. So let her go be an artist and go perform. We don't care about your mental health, Scrappy. He plays the victim. We don't care. It did not work. That's all I really have to say about the performance. Let's catch the comments. Shani says, I'm a single mother who raised a young man. He tried to stress me out throughout his youth. I got gray hairs to show it, but my pressure always stayed normal. Exactly. That's why I'm saying it's probably other stuff that's contributing to Mama D's health scare. But you are your parents. Mama D be lying. And what do we see Scrappy do? Lie. So I'm not
yeah,
surprised. I am not surprised. Not to say she's not impacted by her son's bad decisions, but come on, Mama D. Come
right.
on now. He married a woman named after a deer. Okay. You should have been worried about the bad decisions back then, not now. Now, after the show and the performance, Carly Rae goes up to Spice and she tries to talk to her. She's like, I miss you, sis. And Spice was like, I thought you were afraid of me, because Spice was attacking her, and she tries to do it in an asshole way, but it's like, you trying to attack and fight this 60-year-old woman. Of course she go act like she's afraid of you when she's trying to talk to you and not fight. And Spice tried to fight and was mad at Carly over stuff that didn't even make sense to me at all. I still feel like part of that was for the show. But Carly, stop kissing this woman's ass. It's not real anyway. Just stop before you catch an infection from whatever's injected in her ass. Stop. Stop. Go where you're wanted. Go where you are celebrated. If people throw shade at you, let them throw that shade. People who claim to be my friend throw shade at me all the time and think I don't catch it. I'm fully aware. I ain't going to be arguing with people all the time. I'm just not. Because when you're actually booked and busy, whether you're relevant, famous, or not, you don't have time to care. At the end of the day, the friendship is over. It will never be the same. And I need Carly to accept that and move on. Do you have anything?
I couldn't have said it better myself. I really couldn't have, because you said it perfectly. Yeah, just move on like Maya, and just call it a day.
Right. Just move on. That's it, Carly. We don't care about this beef with you and Spice. We forgot about it, so she brought it up. Hell.
I know, right?
Keep it alert, y'all. James about to be irritated because we got to talk about Jock and Kendra's session with the couples counselor.
I ain't irritated. This where I go off camera mostly.
He said, I've been hiding. Now, they discuss another man sending Kendra some heart eyes and calling her beautiful, who she was supposed to be helping to sell a house. I don't think Kendra's innocent in all of this. I just don't, because you can do business without having somebody DM you on social media. And you're in real estate, and that's allegedly why this man is hitting you up. But she's not a real estate agent. She handles something with the paperwork. So, like, I just can't see her doing business through a DM on Instagram. I just can't. I can't see her doing that. So I feel like she was talking to this man on some other stuff, but I don't feel bad for Jock at all. What I caught in this counselor session, Jock mentions out the blue that Kendra's an attorney, right? And I'm like, so he's trying to make it seem like, oh, she's good at lying and she's manipulative. But there are a lot of attorneys that actually don't lie and just use what they find in court. I think a lot of people don't have an understanding of how attorneys actually work. In my personal opinion, we have several attorneys in my family. My cousin Johnny teaches at UC Berkeley here in the Bay Area. He teaches attorneys how to be attorneys. So they get a bad rep. But what that told me when he brought that statement up is you're intimidated by your wife's education and intelligence. Because when she finally is caught doing something, you mention her career. But her career has nothing to do.
I don't even think it was that. I would think that he feels that she is better at doing what he does better than he can do it. That's how I
see that. I always say women, listen, men cheat all the time. They reckless. Women ask them to stop. Then when they get cheated on, they don't be knowing. I have friends who I know are cheating on their spouses, and their spouses have no flipping.
I told y'all that story.
Women are better at keeping it a secret. Men are sloppy because they think it with that one-eyed monster. It's just how it goes. So I agree with what you're saying. That's why I'm saying that. But yeah, it's just a weird thing. The therapist basically suggests to Jock and Kendra that he is recommending them for intensive therapy, which they do need, because he says if we come back for the next session in 6 months, y'all may not be together. I don't care.
They shouldn't be together. That's the whole operative here.
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't be together at all. They should be moved on. They should be, occupying air somewhere else and letting bygones be bygones with each other. They tried it. The shit didn't work. Move on. I don't understand why we're sitting up here years later, still fighting and arguing and hollering over the same shit.
It's season after season. I'm sick of it. I don't care anymore. Kendra, either leave that man or stay with him, shut the hell up, and come off the camera. We don't care. I know her family's congregation is just toe up over this too, because she's a PK.
I forgot about that. It's funny because I was just thinking to myself, I think I said that last week that she's a PK, so it makes sense. It really does. But at the end of the day, I want y'all PK kids to stop doing this, because y'all know this is wrong, and y'all know this don't make no damn sense. There is no afterlife. There's no you have to prove your family wrong that there is good. And then no, take a situation for what it looks like, because it's exactly what it looks like.
Or follow the Bible.
And it's what it is.
You can divorce if adultery happens, and it's all up and through this marriage. So yeah, I don't know. I don't care anymore about Jock and Kendra. I'm over it. They need to go. Yandy and Mendeecees need to go. Jock and Kendra need to go. Rashida and Kirk need to go. Because at this point, especially with Rashida and Kirk, they've been on our TV screens almost 20 years, and it's just the same thing. So at some point it has to go. But being on MTV, they're going to look forward to making a mockery of Black people, which is what they are doing. Not all Black people in love do this. Okay. I don't cheat on my husband. I don't believe that he cheats on me. There are some Black people that's just existing and working and being great and representing themselves appropriately. This is crazy. The men and the women on this show. It's just crazy to me. Now, we did see Yandy and Mendeecees meet with the Frost, y'all, and I'm annoyed with this also. They mentioned the issue to Rashida and Kirk that happened with Kirk's baby mama, Jasmine. And Kirk and his nasty ass fake hair had the audacity to say that this has nothing to do with him. The situation of Jasmine coming from Mendeecees, which if you're simple-minded, you'll say, yes, this has nothing to do with Kirk. But Jasmine would not feel the need to speak up and would not even have the connection or ability to be in the same circles as Yandy and Mendeecees if Kirk did not put his nasty tillywhacker in her after she got off of the pole. This is the truth. He saw her climb the pole. He liked what he saw. He put his tillywhacker into her private part, let off some stuff inside of her. A baby was made. He kept it a secret from his wife until the baby was born. Got them a whole apartment and some other stuff. Kirk, you are the one person whose fault that all of this is for everybody. Because all that was said about Mendeecees is he be at the bar. They couldn't say he be at the bar with other bitches. They couldn't say he be at the bar buying bitches. They said he be at the bar. So yes, Kirk, it comes back to you. Until they say he was doing stuff he wasn't supposed to do, it comes back to you because you're the only way that she has connections to these people. And Kirk then tries to plead the fifth. Mendeecees talking to other women in the confessional. The production asked him, do you think that he'd be at the bar doing other stuff? And he said, I plead the fifth, which was stupid of Kirk. Because Mendeecees give me the type of fellow, especially with his record, that is petty. And I feel like when he sees that, he will let people know what Kirk's been doing. Because I think they all cheat together. I think they the Creep Squad. They just smarter than the actual Creep Squad we saw in the original Love and Hip Hop. And they not going to call themselves the Creep Squad because then people going to know they creeping. But I do think that they all cheat. And I think Kirk cheat. I think Mendeecees cheat. I think Jock cheat. We know Scrappy cheat. I believe they all cheat. And I say to the black men on Love and Hip Hop, do better. This is pathetic. Y'all are all eligible for your AARP cards. Why are you still in the streets sleeping with women young enough to be your child? Kirk. I just want to know. So, and it's like they all try to place blame. Now, Rashida's dumbass, who makes us Geminis look horrible, who probably actually like women as quiet as Skip, she gonna act surprised and as if she knew nothing about Yandy and Mendeecees and all of them getting into it. And Rashida's like, I didn't know nothing. But then in her confessional, she says, I heard some things. Rashida, just say you're gonna stick beside him.
Right.
He was happy
to see we already know he played in your face, so we ain't even, girl.
We don't even take her seriously.
Because we don't even take you seriously anymore. Like, come on. We already know he playing your face with your own mama, so I ain't finna go in there. Like, come on.
Shanny said no. They asked Kirk, has he seen them doing anything? Yes, and he threw them under the bus by saying he plead the fifth. We know once you say you plead the fifth that you said seen something, because he could have simply said no.
No.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, Rashida's a Gemini. She's the worst of the worst. Geminis are usually confident and will play a nigga before a nigga could play us, as quiet as kept. But Rashida is not that. She's really not that. I don't know what's wrong with her. And she needs to go. She doesn't really interact with the cast. She accepts everything Kirk does. I'm not interested anymore in Rashida. I'm just not. Where's K. Michelle when we need her?
Right.
K. Michelle read her for Phil seasons ago. Read her for Phil. Oh, Lord. She is a May Gemini. Rashida is a May Gemini. So is Sierra.
She's such a weird May Gemini, though. It's just so weird. Because if she was a June one, it probably would have more of an explanation.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. I agree with that. I don't know what's going on. Rashida, I think, is covering up for other things. But I'm going to let her have that. But I don't want her on the show anymore. I'm over it. So the last thing we see on this episode is Scrappy meet with Mama D. Basically, he learns of what happens, and she claimed, right, I'm a May Gemini too. And I'm like, no, Rashida. I know it's hard, but hey, it is what it is. But every sign got good eggs and bad eggs. It's just the truth.
True.
I mean, it's the truth. Aries be lying. Pisces is vindictive and sneaky. Scorpios will do you dirty in every which way and direction. Every sign has the good parts and the bad. So, you know. And then you got dingbats like Rashida. But Scrappy meets with Mama D, and he learns of what happened to her and her blood pressure. And she lets him know, like, you stressed me out, son. I learned about your baby and stressed out. And this is where Mama D suggests maybe they need to go to therapy together as a family. And Scrappy's like, yeah, but maybe we should do this with my sister, Jasmine, Mama D's other child, which I think was a smart suggestion on his part. I will give him that. However, Scrappy claimed that he has not confirmed that this child is his. He said he just had a wild night. And he said, look, the way I am, when a woman be like, you the daddy, I ain't been with nobody else, I believe her. He is stupider than bricks. He something is really wrong with him. I want him to go back to elementary school and start from there.
Because I don't understand why. When he said that out of his mouth, I just laughed.
You sit over here having meltdowns.
You might as well just say, yeah, it's my baby. Yes, when you finna have another grandbaby. You might as well just have said that. Because to make sense of what he said, it was like, What?
And you know them little girls that was in that threesome because they're young as hell. They look dumb. I believe one of them was on Now That's TV. Everybody involved is stupid. Why would you have a threesome with no protection? And if you do have a threesome with no protection, why aren't these heifers on birth control? Why wasn't a plan B taken? Why would you keep the baby of a man that you don't know? And that little girl who got pregnant by Scrappers probably thinking, I'm going to get child support. Did she not have access to cable or the internet to see Erica Dixon fighting for child support that she never quite got? He don't pay child support. He fights it. He fought it with Bambi. He fought it with Erica. He don't pay it. So I'm like, Scrappy is not even the dude you could get with and expect, like, ooh, that's the come up. My child support to cover the house, the car payment, all of this. He's not even that guy. His auntie had to get his credit together, and he almost impacted Bambi negatively financially. He's not smart in any what I learned about Scrap, he don't know how to talk. He don't read too well. He probably don't write too well. He can't count. And he did not pay attention in sex ed. It's gotten to a point where it's not even funny for me because he's been on television for so long that he should know better. Now, when Mama D explains, like, you stress me out, son, he's like, he just had a wild and fun night. And he doesn't understand that he looks bad. I don't think Scrappy understands this. I feel like he's like, well, at least I got, something to be relevant on the show. But you look bad, dude. You look stupid. And as a Black man, you should be ashamed of yourself. All the things that Black men have to deal with, be accused of, the negative prejudices that come with that. Black men really do go through a lot, and I support them for any who watch this channel. So to have one acting a fool in this way consistently with no growth since season 1, no growth, is egregious. I'm
Read Shani's comment real quick. Read Shani's comment real quick.
She says, girl, when he did his interview with Carlos King or Shannon, one of them on YouTube, he told them that he was a child prodigy in kindergarten reading on the 3rd grade level.
And it sounded like that's where it stayed.
You got my husband laughing, Jay. No, James wanted to throw shit.
Because I was reading that comment and I was like,
why are you, first of all, you're not a child prodigy.
Prodigy, first off. Yeah, exactly.
That's actually very common.
Right. Because the element of level is not that far up, sir.
He skipped a whole grade, maybe 2. Let me tell y'all something. Back when I did preschool, worked in preschools, right? My original major in college was to be a teacher, right? There are so many kids that can pick that up. If you look at the difference from kindergarten to 1st to 2nd to 3rd grade in reading, you'll see that this does not make you a prodigy. Did you get your IQ tested or something?
Right. A prodigy. It'd be like Scrappy. A prodigy would be if you were a kindergarten reading at a 7th grade level. That would be a prodigy. I wish they
would have asked him to spell prodigy.
Yes.
Just spell it, Scrap.
Just spell it, please. Let me make sure you can do it.
Or ask him to say something and then write it in the sentence.
No, ask him to actually pronounce the word correctly.
Does he understand grammatical errors?
But, I'm not trying to... I just thought that was funny. I really did. I just thought it was funny. And then and the first thing that came to my mind when I was reading that comment was, he says, brutal. Yeah, that's somebody who's a kid prodigy. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Scrappy is not smart. It's not cute. His mama walked off on him, y'all. She got up and that salmon looked good. I was looking at her plate. That shit looked good. She got up and walked away, and he talking about his mama needs to stay off IG and act her age. Are you an ageist? Is that age discriminations, Mr. Prodigy? I need to know, because social media and things does not have an age. We've gone through a whole technological boom, especially in the new millennium, as we called it back in the 90s. We came so far with technology. I literally work with Department of Disability and Aging at my job, right? For the city. Do you know that I have 96-year-old clients that know how to use Facebook, that stay on Instagram, that got cell phones? What are you trying to say, Scrappy? Your mama don't got to do nothing. She don't have to do nothing. What she need to do is whoop your ass like you 7, but that might impact her health. That's what I'm saying. You know, when you catch your child stealing and you make them give it back and then you whoop their ass something vicious, that's what he needs.
Girl, you is crazy.
I'm serious.
You whoop your ass.
She does. You could tell he never been whooped right. He never.
Or that's probably all he. It's probably all he know. Because I'm telling you something. You know how who said it was a Friday after next when they say hit you in your ass and give you brain damage. I feel like that's look at that here. Oh, girl, you killed me with that one.
It's the truth, though. Something's really wrong with him. But I think Shani's comment, and we'll end it here, is the biggest thing. Homie, why don't you act like a grown man who can handle his business? Everything Scrap has in recent times, somebody else has helped him with. Erica was helping him when she was with him. Bambi helped him a whole lot. His auntie had to fix his credit. His mama got to solve his problems. As a man, he's pathetic and should be ashamed of himself. I just want to know if you know the baby mama last name. So I don't know. I've lost a lot of respect for Scrappy. I don't take him seriously. He needs to go. Maybe forcing him off of the show will actually help him to grow as a person. But then he won't pay his child support.
Right. I was gonna say he need his check. I don't think that's a good idea. I feel like we need to keep him on the show as long as possible, so that way we make sure that the babies get fed and he keep up with that. So no, none of that. But I do feel like he need to do something because this ain't the look. This is not the look. And honestly, it's getting old now. Mm-hmm. You've been on this show since what? How long the show been on? Since 2011, 2012? I'm thinking that's when the show came out. And he's been on it since season 1. I need him to elevate in some kind of way. We don't know that lady's last name. Hell, he don't know his damn self. I don't feel like pulling up no court papers or anything because I know she about to serve him. So
I'm not pulling up no ratchet hose papers. I'm not. You kept the baby after your friend invited you to a threesome. That girl ain't got no sense neither. Let's just pray that the baby gets put into a good school. And this is where you got to be grateful for teachers because they make up for what these dumbass parents can't do. And absolutely. There are a lot of great parents, but then there's also the parents that are just not so great.
That will make you question everything of life.
Yeah.
That you be like, is that really how that's supposed to happen?
It ain't nothing special to have a baby. It don't take much. Anybody can do it. So
anybody. We don't recommend you to do it.
Right. Sometimes it's okay to wait. Right. But that's our little recap of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I appreciate everybody who's watched. There were a lot of people in this live. I do appreciate you guys. Don't be afraid to comment. Everyone's comments are welcome, even if they are different from mine, because sometimes hearing different perspectives helps you view things from a different lens. Again, the link to James's channel is in the description of this video. We are now going to head into our next live, which will be for the Housewives of Beverly Hills, for those who like Bravo. And I will see y'all next week. Adios. Thank you.